So I just wanted to make another update. I have information I want to pass on. This is kind of like the town center VC making videos, sharing information. So a couple things I want to talk about my show last night, but I also want to remember a musician that some of you may know and probably most of you don't know that I want to make you aware of. We've just lost another great unknown musician, a great singer that if you don't know her, if you seek her out, you will know her, and things will be different. Yesterday, Cesaria Evora from Cape Verde passed away, and Cape Verde is an island off the coast of Senegal, and this woman was only really discovered by the world probably in the last 20 years. I think she was 70 something years old when she died yesterday. But I don't remember how I found out about this woman. Probably reading, because I like to read. And when I read, I look for certain terms that let me know, okay, I need to find out about this person. And when I read about Cesaria Evora, I knew I needed to hear her. And folks, I'll tell you what, you'll be enchanted. She sings in Portuguese, and she sings all kinds of songs of love, songs of betrayal, songs about hard life on the farm in the country. But her voice is just incredible. And as I was trying to figure out how do I introduce people to this woman's voice, who do I compare her to? So this comparison is not that she sounds like, but the effect is like. So Billie Holiday is known for how she can make people feel what she's feeling when she sings, the nuances, the phrasings, the deep character of how she turns words. I'm going to put Cesaria Evora in the very same category. And I listened to some Billie Holiday to update myself. Of course, I know Billie Holiday like I know the skin on my face. And Cesaria Evora is that powerful. I would compare her to a Nina Simone, but Nina Simone's power was in her delivery. That was the same for Billie Holiday, but Billie Holiday had a very distinct voice, a voice tone, and a way of caressing the words that was unmistakable. This woman is like that in her own way, absolutely. And I'm going to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I stopped floating music underneath my videos a lot is because of the copyright police. Now, right now, all I have is a couple CDs. I'm going to put this on in the background. It just doesn't do you any justice because even though I get a good video signal off of this camera, the audio signal is terrible. So let's get this going. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, and now what I put on, so I have two CDs by her, and what I put on here is I have this remix of a song remixed by Deep Forest. So they, tried to update her and all that stuff. It's nice, but the main songs, she doesn't need any updating. You could just sit and listen to the voice. She passed away yesterday. I just wanted to pay respects to her and encourage you folks. Can you hear this? All you're hearing is the music. Now, this woman's voice is amazing, and I really want to encourage y'all to seek out Cesaria Evora. I believe I'm saying her name correctly, okay? Sincerely, I think her voice is just as big and as important as Billie Holiday. Really do, really do. Okay, I want to add share a couple more things. I tried to call my sister Stephanie to tell her about In Dreamer's gig last night. This week has been very intense in many ways. A lot of bad ways, but I'm gonna tell you about the good ways because I'm sorry when I bum you people out with my moods, but it's just the way it is. So anyway, in Dreamer we played our last show of the year last night at the Waiting Room, which is one of the big clubs in Omaha, and we opened up for this band, Envy Core, and this is their new album, It Calls You. Now these guys are from Des Moines, which is in Iowa, close by. Really good. At first, I was trying to describe these guys as slowcore. No, not at all. It's a nice variety. It's indie, and so they're a little all over the place. There's some of that Americana sound, which I'm really tired of. There's that slowcore thing like Low, which I've really fallen in love with, and then there's pop with electronic tinges here, and it's very melodious overall and really good. Really happy that we got on the bill with these guys. Little Brazil also played. But something really cool happened this week, and this mainly is to you, Stephanie, because it's personal, although the rest of you, it's interesting. This is interesting for you to hear too. So, In Dreama is the latest band project between myself, and Nick Fackler. I've been knowing Nick Fackler now for about 7-8 years. I met him, he's 27 now. I met him when he was 19, turning 20. When I met him and we were going to start playing music, one of the first people on the scene was this keyboard synthesizer wizard, literally by the name of Aaron Gum. But the first incarnation of what we did, which ended up being called Family Radio, we had a name before that which I've forgotten. We couldn't use it. But Aaron didn't work out, so he ended up not being in the first incarnation of the band. But he was always involved because Aaron and Nick are friends. But anyway, when In Dreama came together, then it was like we pulled Aaron back in, okay? Aaron is a local tech whiz. He works at Channel 7, one of the local TV stations, and does the commercials and the graphics and stuff, and a lot of stuff. And he also produces. He produces a lot of rap videos and recently produced, is it here? Yeah. He recently produced this locally produced rap video, which production-wise is really good. Jimmy Hooligan. This stuff is just too stupid for me, you know, and I don't mean no offense, Jimmy, because I know you might see this, but, you know, I got to be straight, you know, this is just not my cup of tea, you know, this is just like kind of Limp Biscuit crap, you know. Please, man, you know, I don't mean no offense, it's the truth, you know, it's your audience, you know, you're going for these brickheads, you know, you're not trying to get people to put on their PhD caps and shit and study this stuff. But anyway, Aaron is the mastermind behind this. Aaron is the keyboardist in our band. Okay, now here's the connection that is mind-blowing. Stephanie, you remember the Belgraves, don't you? Remember Orrin Belgrave? He lived up the street from us. We used to party with him. I don't remember. Did you date him? You know, he's a couple years older than me. Yes, Orrin was always wild and loose and nailing everything on with 2 legs. So he's got a lot of kids. Turns out that Aaron is one of Orrin's kids. Aaron just found out 3 days ago. On top of that, Stephanie, Aaron, interesting. Aaron also found out that he's black. We didn't know. He didn't know. I thought it was Mongolian or some kind of weird stuff. I knew he wasn't all white. I mean, that's one thing Aaron has always intrigued me as I've been getting to know him. But I didn't think it was black. I thought it was maybe, I don't know why I think Mongolian. Or something like dark Chinese. But I knew he wasn't all white. But this has been a mind-blowing revelation. So he discovers not only who his real father is, he discovers a brother and sister, half brother and sister that he never met, who are black, and he finds out that he's black. And I said, Aaron, did you have a suspicion? He said, no, honestly, not until about 5 months ago, and he didn't get a chance to tell me what had happened that tipped him off. But it's just been mind-blowing. So now, here's the other part. So I'm sure you know Orrin. I remember going up to Orrin's house. I'm thinking with you and James, for parties. So Orrin has another daughter named Orenda. Now she already knew about Orrin being her dad, but she didn't know anything about Aaron. So last night at the gig, Aaron meets his sister for the first time. It turns out that this sister of his, Orenda, lived in the same building that our brother Patrick lived in with his wife for almost 20 years. And Patrick is so close to this girl that he is the godfather of Orenda's kids. It's just been wild. So last night, besides the band was stripped down, but it was pretty wild, and we ended the year's set with just this. We did our My Bloody Valentine. We just made this white hot wall of noise, and it was awesome. Just kicked the audience ass. Yeah, it was a good show. There were some fuck ups. I'm just anal, and I always take in trying to learn. Okay, how do we avoid that happening? And there was a few fuck ups, but overall it was awesome. And then for all that to happen at the same time, I happened to actually be there and see Aaron meet his sister for the first time in both of their lives. It was really surreal. And then our brother Patrick is in the mix. Wild, huh? Seems like I got more to say, but I want to stop there, get this online and just see what you think, Stephanie. It's wild. Well, just wild. And anyone else, if you want to comment. It's a small world, people. It's a small world.